You're not even straight. I'm not trying to say that you should be, though. You don't just like this character because he's hot. And you don't just like this character because she's a cinnamon roll. You don't just like this character because you can fix them. The characters that you like, especially the ones you like to an absurd degree, they all say something about you. The good news is, only you can see what it says about you. You and select individuals who are very highly perceptive, such as myself. But don't worry about that. I don't judge. I'm pretty sure every character that we grow emotional attachments to says something about us. I'm pretty sure. And the source of that is myself. I have a problem with oversharing, and I promised myself I wouldn't overshare on the internet ever, so I'm gonna do my best. And you're gonna be proud of me. I'm gonna make a little callback to my last video and talk about this guy and this guy. I recently had a very random and sudden hyperfixation on Spider-Man, and I rewatched the movies, and I noticed a few little patterns. So this guy used to be my favorite character when I was a kid. And for a little bit of context, this guy basically, he's an escaped convict who really loves his daughter. He went to jail because he was stealing money to try and pay for her cancer treatment, I think. And so after he escaped prison and he became a sand dude, and he also just went back to robbing banks for his daughter because he loves his daughter so much. When I put it like that, it's probably obvious why I would have liked that character. When you're a kid, your parents are your whole world, right? So it's not rocket science. But upon rewatching, I actually don't give up about that guy. I care about this guy. This guy is basically a scientist. He's an INTJ. A lot of characters that people like are INTJs. I'm not that different from people in that way. INTJs are the brooding, mysterious characters, but they're not like that in real life, and I'm acknowledging that because it irritates INTJs to be assumed to be brooding. This guy is a little bit different, and I feel like he's actually more of a realistic depiction of an INTJ. But this is not an MBTI channel, okay? Maybe another time if people are interested in that. This guy is a scientist, and he is trying to do something good for all of humanity. He is trying to make infinite energy, basically, for everybody to use, which is amazing. This experiment kind of goes wrong, and then he suddenly has these arms that are controlling him and telling him, yeah, try again, even if it will destroy all of New York. Nobody cares about New York, right? But in the end, he still makes the right choice and does the right thing. You know, he is witty and a little sarcastic sometimes, but he is also like, he sets his sights on something and then he doesn't. But then deep down, there's more to him than that. And I like characters that are like that. They present themselves in a very distinct way, but then there are layers to peel away. There are layers to this onion. And I'm very predictable because a lot of characters I like are like that. There's this guy who is a goofy, cartoonish villain who wants to destroy all of existence, but it turns out it's actually because his heart is broken and his view of the world is extremely jaded. I love this guy, this abandoned TV, who at first just seems like he's a very charismatic host, but it's actually just because he feels like he feels like he's being forgotten and fading into obscurity, and that scares him. I think the fact that there's a pattern to the characters I like, I think there's a pattern like that for everyone. That's why I go back to characters like this, who you don't just like because they're hot. You like a character like this because they show duality. I made a video about this a long time ago on a different account. Your brain is drawn to contrasts. And so when a character presents themselves one way, but then has like another side to them, that is just inherently interesting to the brain. So like if you have a character like Sans, who is just, he's very humorous and he takes nothing seriously, but then you see this whole other side of him on the genocide route, where he's actually very protective of the people that he cares about. And he's also deeply depressed. This is the same reason so many people loved Jax after the first episode of The Amazing Digital Circus. I don't know if people still love Jax that much. He's a jerk. He's a total jerk, but also he's got his own thing going on. So it's like, that's interesting. He's not just his archetype, right? But some people just like cinnamon roll characters because they're just so wholesome and pure. They represent maybe a repressed part of yourself, or maybe something you want to see in the world, a way you want to be treated. You might like the character who is just heroic and brave and has been through terrible things but still does the hero thing. That might be inspiring to you. Or you might like the character who is just completely batshit crazy. You might like that character because they have no care in the world for anything. They just do whatever they want. That could tie into you wanting to express yourself more freely. Or it could just be that you like you know, whimsy and crazy, insane things and characters. I'm not gonna go into the psychology of why people like every type of character, but you know, I'm just saying, like, that's a very basic overview of why we can like some characters. I feel like it means something, and determining what it means is just tied to, well, what other characters do you like? That's why I feel like people often shirk off when you like fictional characters, because they're like, oh, that's so cringe, that's so cheesy, what's wrong with you, grow up, get a job, touch grass. Like, it can be insightful, it can give you insight on yourself. You just make a list of like your top 5 or top 10 favorite characters, see what they have in common, and then see what that says about you. Well, not everybody, but if you're my target audience, we treat our favorite characters like they are our friends, and indeed our brain sees them like they are our friends, because I'm pretty sure our brain can't tell the difference between a fictional emotional attachment and a real life emotional attachment. I'm pretty sure the brain is just like, that's an attachment right there. It's just insightful to try and figure out why you like the things that you like and what that means about you. Maybe what does that mean about what you feel you need, or just about your personality in general, or the parts of yourself that you don't acknowledge. Like, I feel like it can be really insightful to just think about the things that you enjoy. And that is part of the reason that I will never ever tell people to not be passionate about the things they're interested in. I mean, unless, you know, it's like actually harming other people, you know, but in most cases, I wouldn't discourage someone from partaking in their interests, because like, you do you. That's you being true to yourself right there. And even if you don't know why you like these things, you probably like them for a reason, and that is worth honoring. I don't remember the point of this video, but just be yourself. Write that cringe fanfic, do some fan art, make a cosplay. Is that even make a cosplay? Go to your conventions, rewatch your favorite TV show or movie 50 different times in like the span of a month. Do whatever, because it makes you happy and it makes you feel safe, and that's not for nothing. There's a reason for that. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Can't think of anything else. I'm definitely not gonna yap about my scrunklies. Ew, I don't like calling them scrunklies. I need to charge my phone, it's at 20%. I'm so bad at taking care of my battery life, man. You never get to see YouTubers clean up after video. You always see them being all like polished and being like, ooh, like and subscribe for more. Please do that though. Oh, please like and subscribe, and especially comment for more. But like, you never see them clean up after video. So like, isn't that cool? Look, it's Kinger. It's Kinger from the amazing digital circus. Bet you didn't see that coming.